Good morning, Tree Country. I am back. I kind of lied to you this morning, said Emily was going to be on here, but it's me. I'm back, and you're going to get to hear from Allie from Mainstreet, Greensburg. We have a very, very fun event coming up. My favorite time of the year, and Allie, I think, is just as excited as I am. Allie, how are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
I am good. I'm ready to get this kicked off.
I am too. This Saturday is our 10th anniversary of the Mainstreet Greensburg Holiday Walk.
I did. I saw a post on Facebook about that, and it's so neat to see the individuals walking around and just how much, even just the upgrades the city has done on the square and the things we see different.
It is, and this year is, totally brand new. We have new decor down there. If you haven't seen that at the nighttime, make sure you drive through. I mean, you don't only have to wait that long. It gets dark at 5:30 now. Go and look at our new decor, or come down on Saturday and see it. We're really excited. We have over 19 activities this year, with some new activities in our lineup.
That's more than it has been, correct?
It has, yeah.
Yeah.
This event just keeps growing and growing. I wish I could see the historical data of how many people have attended over the years. We're averaging now 6.5 thousand attendees each year. And it's something I don't think a lot of people think about when they think of, the big holiday walk downtown, is the actual impact that it has to our downtown businesses.
Oh, yeah.
We are using economic impact data, and there's over $20,000 in spend in our downtown local businesses during that holiday walk, which is just incredible. And then you also think you might not walk in on a random Saturday to a financial planner's office, but if they host a activity like giving away free chili, you're going to go meet that financial planner, and maybe you don't have needs for that now, but 6 months from now, when you're looking for a new financial planner, you're going to think, oh my gosh, I'm going to go to those nice guys that were giving out free chili downtown during the holiday walk.
Are you talking about Kelby Owens?
I sure am, yeah.
It's funny. Sophie, my middle daughter, she is like, that is it. She's pumped. Can I get chili? Are they going to have chili? Do we get to go get chili? Are they going to, that is her thing. That's the first thing she goes for as soon as we get out of the car, is that chili.
Yes, we always appreciate Face Financial and their friends at the church that make that chili, because everyone looks forward to the chili.
Yeah, and we had the Historical Society in yesterday, and they were talking about Santa being there at their building.
Yes, so the big guy will arrive at 2. Something very important everyone should know is that you have to be in line by 4:30.
Yeah, she made that very clear quite a few times during the conversation. And, I think that's important, though, is when you think of the square activities, sometimes they kind of get lost over in the corner. And it's awesome that they're such an integral part of this holiday event.
It is. Their volunteers are incredible to work with every year. The backdrop is just beautiful to host Santa there. So we're so excited that we can include them, and also, push some foot traffic over in that direction. And that's something we've really been working on the past couple of years, is how can we place different activities to drive foot traffic to businesses in areas where people might not typically walk. So all of the behind-the-scenes planning of this event is very strategic to provide the most impact to everyone involved.
One thing, I'm kind of looking at the list, and I think of downtown. And Allie, is there special places that you would suggest people look to park when they're going to this event?
There is. So on the east side, definitely the Lynx parking lot. It's owned by the county. They're next to Lynx on Main Street. The south side, behind Stories and Tree City Stitches, etc. Park there and walk up through that beautifully newly renovated Alley 1822. There's also going to be a new activity there this year, hosted by Heritage Hills. They're making it a gingerbread house wonderland. So that we're really excited to see how that's going to play out this year. There's also some parking behind Pickers Paradise and First Financial Bank. There's plenty of parking for this event, and you can start just about anywhere. Wherever you park, there's an activity right there.
There's definitely a lot of parking. I just know that comes up a lot of times, is where do I park? What do I do? With that, I kind of want to go. Do you kind of want to go into some of the businesses that are involved and kind of some of the activities?
I do. It's been really exciting. This is my 4th year involved in the 10 years of events. To see the businesses that are coming back year after year that are messaging us or sending us emails in March saying, hey, I want to claim this activity again. So just like Face Financial doing chili for years, it has become a staple. And now Pickers Paradise is going on 3 years of having Anna and Elsa there. Magnolia, this is her second year hosting Mrs. Claus. The Tap, this is their third year hosting the Ugly Sweater Contest, which is at 6:30 this year. So we're seeing those businesses, those trends of everyone that just wants to be known for their thing, which I think makes it easier for attendees to know that there's always going to be an Ugly Sweater Contest at the Tap. There's always going to be Mrs. Claus at Magnolia Mercantile. And just like as soon as I mentioned chili, you knew it was the guys at Face Financial. It creates that connection for the attendees to know what is exactly where. And we want to have that momentum built and those relationships built. But just like this year, we're adding something new and fun in Alley 1822. We want to add those new exciting things so it doesn't get stagnant. So there's always something new and exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's funny, like you said, when you walk in, like right now, I don't really need a tattoo. Mm-hmm. But if somebody says, hey, I'm looking for somewhere to get a tattoo, I say, oh, we were just in there because of the Christmas walk, and they were doing this and this. You should go check them out.
Exactly.
It's just very interesting, and it's kind of unique that Mainstreet Greensburg has always taken this on, and it's such an integral part of what you guys do. And I know it's just a small piece, but I think it's the most forward-facing piece that people see.
It is. It helps our social media growth, and our mission isn't about having the most number of followers on Facebook, but there's always a huge spike in followers after this event. And so maybe they followed us because they thought we had this really cool event. And Mainstreet for years has had the reputation of, just being a big party planning, organization, because we have a lot of cool promotional events downtown. But it does so much more. And so when those followers hop on our Facebook, they get to see the other 364 days of the year where we are placemaking, we're making our downtown more vibrant, we're working and providing technical assistance to our businesses. Our downtown businesses can call up our office any day of the week and ask how to change my hours on Google Business. Yeah. They can ask about grant opportunities. They can ask, hey, I don't accept credit cards yet. How can I set up a point of sale system? So our mission and our resources to downtown businesses are so much more than these really cool events. But we do love the events. It takes a lot of work, but we like the events because it gets foot traffic downtown, and it creates brand recognition for our organization so they can see the things that we do, and hopefully they want to support us in those endeavors. We are always, looking for donors and volunteers. Volunteers can be at any capacity level, whether it's, 1 day a month, or you can sign up for more commitments, and you can even just do one-offs. If you want to volunteer for the holiday walk, you can give me a call.
Volunteering is such an important thing, especially when you can bring things to Decatur County like we're talking about. One of the things I guess I have to ask is, how big is your group that puts this together? I know it's small but mighty, but
yeah. So I'm sure you're aware. You volunteer for a lot of things. Yeah. Volunteer burnout is very real, yes. And we had a lot of volunteers on our promotions committee that puts together our events for many, many years. They were around for many years, and after 5, 6, 7 years, you're just kind of at a point where you still love the organization, you still love the mission, but you just can't dedicate that time anymore. And most people, they'll just hop over to another organization. And some people hop back and forth. That's very common in these size of communities.
The other thing, too, is you see is the individuals I see volunteering the most are usually on 3 or 4 or 5, 6 different boards, so that burnout goes a lot quicker. And even, I think for the longest time, we had a lot of the, hope nobody kicks me. Kathy's pretty close, so she might kick me. The older generation of individuals. Mm-hmm. And they're just, so definitely any type of volunteers that might be interested would be wonderful.
Right. So we have 3 that are planning this event this year. So I want to give a special shout out to Taylor Hawk and Jenny Maddox. And I mean, guess technically one's myself, but I'm on the payroll, so I'm not a volunteer. But I want to give a shout out to those 2 ladies. We do have board members that are, stepping in and volunteering for the day of the event, but those 2 ladies have been working behind the scenes since our event last year to plan for this year. There's a lot of homework with this event. There's a lot of things that they go home and do at home, like writing the script for Emily and Josh to MC the entire event, contacting businesses for sponsorships, booking the train, calling businesses and getting activities lined up. There's so much marketing behind this. So there are other volunteers that pool in and take on those tasks, but those two ladies have been so instrumental in planning this year's event.
And talking about sponsors, I know you have a list.
We
Would
do.
you like to take a second?
We do. I want to thank our sponsors. So first, I want to start with our visionary sponsors. That's a sponsorship level that anyone who contributes over $7,500 throughout the year to Mainstreet, they are included in all of our marketing. So the City of Greensburg and Visit Greensburg have been our two visionary partners for as long as I can remember. We want to always continue to thank them for their support. We have our Santa sponsor, which is Honda Federal Credit Union. And then some other sponsors in different tiers are Duke Energy, the Napoleon State Bank, obviously WTRE. We love your guys' support and collaboration in this event so much. Heritage Hill Events, Any King Auto Body, Portalet Sanitation, Wessler Excavating, Mayasari Indonesian Grill, Kai Owens Photography, Shutter Up Photos, Magnolia Mercantile, and Tree City Stitches.
You know, it's so interesting to see so many businesses also understand the importance of this event and the importance of Mainstreet. One thing, while we're talking about this, if I'm listening, you know, on the air or I'm watching YouTube later, and I have a business and I want to sponsor either Mainstreet or I want to sponsor this event, how do I go about doing that?
You can get a hold of me at my office. You can give me a call at 812-222-0037. You can also just do a quick Google search of Mainstreet Greensburg and contact us, shoot us an email, send us a message on Facebook. We are happy to get you the information that you need. We are working on our lineup of sponsorship opportunities for 2026, which it's crazy that we're already there. But that lineup of sponsorship opportunities for the next year is going to look a little different than it did this year.
And then this year, it looks like there's some time differences with the events. Can you explain that a little bit?
There are, yeah. So we did shorten this, with the rising cost of a lot of things, it was more conducive for us to shorten our vendor rental times. We have characters, we have the train, sound equipment, and we also had noticed that a big piece of feedback from the community was that the event was too long, that they would go down and they would do activities, and then their kids would be cranky or they'd be cold and they didn't want to stay for the parade, or people were coming later and doing everything and then doing the parade. And so then there was like a slow start because people were just coming later because they wanted to do everything and then go to the parade. So we shortened that time. So that's a good amount of time to get through all of the activities and head over to the parade lineup and get to enjoy the parade too without feeling like you're spending the entire day downtown.
Absolutely. And that, especially when you have little ones that get cold.
Absolutely,
what
yeah.
we always ran into is, my fingers are cold, my hands are cold. And it's like, no, we're staying for the parade.
I always had the cranky toddler that was ready to go home, at 3. So having a shortened time, I think, will be more successful for us, for attendees. And if it doesn't work, we can always change it back. But we wanted to give it a go this year.
Absolutely. And then we have the parade at 5:30. Which, if you're still interested in being the parade, I think we're still accepting entries.
Yes, entries are still accepted. You can contact Kathy Versman here at WTRE. Her email can be found on our website, or you can contact WTRE directly. We do ask that there are no additional Santas in the parade and no candy is thrown. We want you to go all out, use as many lights as you can, be festive. And you can even just show up the day of in lineup, but you'll just have to find one of the volunteers to get you lined up.
I'll say, and I think I was talking to either Kathy or someone, my favorite moment of that whole day, and probably of the holiday season in Greensburg, is the end of the parade, we have our, like, I call it a snow globe hallmark moment
Mm-hmm.
when the mayor speaks, and then it's Santa is the one that flips a switch, right?
So it's usually all four of them. So it'll be Santa, Mrs. Claus, Emily with WTRE,
Okay.
and the mayor. They all flip the switch, and we have that magical moment of
Like,
lighting the
that's so
tree.
neat for me. And, you know, everybody, all the parade just kind of stops there, and it's just, I've done the parade a couple times, last couple years, and it's just a kind of a magical little Greensburg moment.
It is, and something else that we have added recently. I think this will be year 3. The Greensburg Elementary School's choir director brings in a select group of students to perform at the holiday walk. So make sure you have your ears open. We're working on getting our sound equipment adjusted. We've had some errors the past couple of years. As you're making your way from the parade to that tree lighting, their choir performs on the courthouse steps there on the east side of the courthouse, to give everyone a little entertainment while, our team is staging things for the tree lighting and getting lighting and audio set up over there as well. So that's another, just small little magical touch that adds so much to the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you're talking about audio and visual, all these different things, and it just shows more things go into it than what people see.
Oh yes. I think people would be very shocked if they knew all of the spreadsheets that we have in our Google Drive.
I live off spreadsheets,
Yes.
so I totally understand. On here, it looks like the one I have to ask, and I've seen this a couple years. It says Greensburg United Methodist Church indoor snowball fight.
And Buddy
Buddy
the
the
Elf.
Elf.
If you have not seen that in person, I highly recommend it. The youth team at the United Methodist Church, they create an entire, if you've seen the movie Elf, the winter wonderland, like when Buddy's leaving the North Pole.
Yeah.
They create that. There are the puffins, there's like mountains, and then they have these faux snowballs that are just made out of fluff. And you go in there and have a snowball fight with Buddy the Elf himself.
That is hilarious.
It's hilarious, but it's so fun. And if your kid has a lot of energy, it's a good way to get it all out. That's what we usually do with my son.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. They need to offer like babysitting service. But going through here, there's there's a lot of hot chocolate, so you shouldn't go thirsty while you're there. I see Mrs. Claus, Mrs. Claus, Santa Claus. You said Anna and Elsa.
The Grinch is at Schlemmer Wholesale.
Okay, the Grinch is going to be there too.
That's another one of those staple locations. They've been doing that for many, many years, hosting the Grinch there.
And something that's pretty neat that I don't know if this is new or something I just didn't realize. It shows New Directions is going to have reindeer food and Grinch dust at the branch.
Yeah, so their teen council is doing that. So reindeer food attracts the reindeer, and Grinch dust keeps the Grinch away.
Okay, I got to ask, what is Grinch dust?
I don't know. I'm excited to find out.
Me too. That sounds I'm ready just to go check it out myself. That's interesting. And you said Alley 1822 will have the gingerbread. What was it you said?
It's a gingerbread village, I think. So my understanding is that the kids get to play a part in decorating the gingerbread houses that will be through there.
And if anybody hasn't seen Alley 1822, it is just an amazing, like, if you saw the alley before everything changed, it was just a normal, hopefully the mayor's not listening, kind of a rundown alley. And now it's something that, like, you guys host your dinner each year there, and it's just a wonderful area. And I don't know, I haven't been down there. Is it decorated with lights like it usually
It is, yeah, there's garland up, but it's a beautiful gathering place. What was really neat was part of that project was the week after it was wrapped up, we get on Facebook and someone's already been engaged in it. To see someone getting down on a knee and having just beautiful photos in this alley, that wouldn't have happened there before.
Which you also have, there's a beautiful background of the courthouse
and the War Memorial.
Yeah.
It all lines up perfectly.
Yeah, it's nice. I think we did the ribbon cutting there, and I remember us taking pictures, and it's just like the perfect setup.
It is, and if you don't know this, there's actually a selfie station there.
Really?
On the first arch at the northmost end of the alley, there's this little, it looks kind of like a music stand, but smaller, and you put your phone on there, and you turn your front camera on and can get a photo with the courthouse tree behind you.
See, that's just something I wouldn't have thought of. That's pretty awesome. So, Allie, what else do you have with this whole holiday walk or just Main Street in general?
I don't think we talked times for the parade and tree lighting.
I don't think we did.
Okay, so lineup. Let's go back to the lineup of the parade. It's going to start as early as 4:45 this year. So make sure you're on the lookout for Kathy Versman from WTRE when you arrive at lineup. So we have multiple lots. There's lot 1, 2, and 3. One is First Christian Church's like main lot closest to the building, and then 2 is kind of more west towards their annex building. And then lot 3 is actually part of the United Methodist Church. We had an overflow lot added this year. And so everyone will kind of follow one another. So if you're placed in lot 3, you're going to go up the alley across Central to the First Christian Church lot and follow the same route they all did and come down Broadway. And everyone head south down Broadway, head east onto Washington, south on Franklin, and then we ask that everyone just park their floats in that south lot, just south of the courthouse. And we really want you to park so that everyone can stop and see your floats afterwards, but we want you to come join us for the magical moment of the tree lighting and the choir performing. So get down there, park there in the lots. We'll have volunteers directing, helping you park, and then slowly head out afterwards, and we have a team to help with that as well. So the parade actually starts moving at 5:30, and then the choir will perform as soon as the parade ends. And our tree lighting, it's scheduled for 6, usually 6:10-ish. And then immediately after the parade, if you're wearing an ugly sweater, head on over to the tap for the contest.
That is hilarious. I did not even know there was an ugly sweater contest.
A lot of people don't, and it's kind of hit or miss. We had the most show up to participate last year.
Really?
Yes, and the first year it was just 2 guys. And then the second year, there were a couple ladies, and it was 2 ladies that won in a 2-headed sweater. So they both had a sleeve and a head hole, and it was...
That is hilarious. Did
yes.
they, like, make it themselves?
No, they bought it somewhere.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And, you know, one thing, too, I guess I failed to mention was the theme is Frosty the Snowman for the parade.
Oh, yes, yes.
So that's going to be fun. And are there any type of, like, contests with the parade?
You're absolutely right. So if you are attending the parade, be on the lookout downtown for some QR codes. They're usually hung on light poles and parking signs around Washington and Broadway and Franklin. So those QR codes, when you scan them, will open up a form to vote for your favorite parade entry. Oh. So don't vote before 5:30 because your votes will automatically be deleted. But from 5:30 to the parade's conclusion, you can vote. And then WTRE also hides a couple people in the crowd. And Kathy is very secretive of who is actually voting. And they will select their winners for the year and contact Kathy, and then there's the overall winner. So both of those winners receive trophies as well.
Well, Kathy is so secretive about it, I don't even know. So, and I work for her. So, so one of the things too is we kind of talked about it, but I kind of want to go into it some more because there's been some conversations I've heard and also online. Other than the obvious enjoying the Christmas season and enjoying one another that lives here, why is it so important to have these events for economics and also like for communities? Like, why is this such a driven, like, why do we have these type of events?
I think community gathering is just so important. Like, I love going to the fall festival and seeing friends that I probably haven't seen since the last fall festival, just because for some reason our paths don't cross often. I think that's really important. There's a sense of belonging in your community. And when we look at data at the end of each event, we have the craziest demographic because you'd think, this is so family oriented that it's probably, just families in their 20s or 30s with some young kids that come and enjoy the festivities. And we can actually see segmented data based on different demographics of, we have that 55 plus community coming along with them. So you have grandma and grandpa coming too. We have a lot of singles in their 30s attending this event. We have a little bit of everyone. So you're really getting a lot of different demographics down there in front of all of these small local businesses. and like I said earlier, everything is really strategic. Like, we're always trying to tweak things or evolve things to engage, a new demographic that hasn't been there before.
One of the things I'll say too is, so I grew up some of my life in Dearborn County, and then I grew up the rest of my childhood in Batesville. And it is amazing how many people I see from both areas at the Fall Festival at our, because, down in that area, they have one big event each year. They don't do these smaller events. And I also enjoy seeing, and I hate to give a shout out, but it's amazing. I love going and see Kelly Wampler.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, we know she's going to be involved in things, so we go see her at the Fall Festival. It's just a cool way to see people, and sometimes you just can't beat fair type food when it's not fair season. You were going to have some food and vendors at this event as well, I'm sure.
No, actually, so something that we, as an organization, we have a transformation strategy. And so a couple years ago, Mainstreet America and Indiana Main Street came and they did a sit down with us, and they also did some interviews with local business owners, like downtown business owners, downtown building owners, our local elected officials, different people involved in the community that we have as community partners. So, the Community Foundation, EDC, Chamber. And so they made this beautiful plan for us with a big bow. And one of our biggest pieces of feedback was that from the downtown business owners, that they felt that we were doing too much with outside vendors. And so we heard that, and we are modifying events slowly but surely. I'm sure you guys noticed we didn't do Friends of Fred Food Truck Festival. That was a wonderful event. It was also one of those great pieces of community gathering. But we finally just saw that it didn't really align with our mission.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And so same with external vendors at this event. We invite some nonprofits we have historically to come do food drives or toy drives or raise funds. We reached out to a couple nonprofits and fire departments about maybe doing hot dogs and hamburgers, but there was no one that really lined up with that. Because I would have loved to see one of the volunteer fire departments come and sell hot dogs and hamburgers, because it's a good, easy thing for kids. And then, it's not a competing business. It's a volunteer fire department. But so that'll drive some extra foot traffic to our downtown restaurants. So definitely go get lunch at Stories. If you're 21 and over, go get lunch at Lynx. I'm sure Trish will have the Taps Kitchen open. Maya Sari, Troya, Carriage on the Square.
I mean,
the beach. You have so many food options that I'm feel terrible because I'm forgetting people, but there's so many wonderful food options downtown.
A little bit of everything.
Everything, and that's something else from our transformation strategy, is honing in on the diversity of the food we have downtown. It's not just burgers and pizzas. We have the classic diner, we have Japanese, we have Indonesian, we have barbecue. The beach really sets themselves apart with their seafood menu. We have a good, diverse food selection downtown.
I think that just goes back to the hard work that's been put in by the city, the county, Main Street. I mean, I can list all the names, EDC, Chamber. I could go on and on and on. But I think it's just everybody that makes Greensburg what it is.
It is. I'm not originally from Decatur County, and we have such a sense of connection and community partnership here that I didn't see in my previous community. It is incredible how everyone bands together to support one another and make the most of everything.
And I don't know how to word this correctly, the lack of competition between businesses.
Right.
They will help one another.
They absolutely will. And I think it goes back to one of my favorite sayings, and people in Greensburg do this really well: community over competition.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've seen, even Dora, we've seen different businesses work together, and it's a fun time, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, I know you want to thank your sponsors. It's all put on because of them. Also, your wonderful crew that's helping you. I think everybody knows Jenny and everybody knows Taylor. If they don't, then that's their loss. Anything else you could think of that you would like to discuss here this morning?
No, the last thing I just want to say is come down and have a fun time. All of these activities are free. And really make sure you say a huge thank you to the downtown businesses as you're enjoying these activities. They fund whatever activity they host. So they are giving that back to you for free. It's not something that, we're buying the thing and they're giving it out. They are putting their time, money, and energy to make a memorable day for you and your family. So please make sure you give them a big thanks and come enjoy all the festivities.
And then will there be maps available to those
Oh,
attending?
yes, absolutely. So when you arrive at the Holiday Walk, we always encourage you to find us. We're usually on Washington Street. We kind of move depending on where the wind's blowing, so I'm not going to guarantee we're there. We're usually set up on Washington Street on the north side of the courthouse. Come find us first. You can get a map. You can get a bag to put all of your kiddos' goodies in. And we also have Holiday Walk merchandise if you're interested in purchasing that. We have some long sleeve Holiday Walk shirts and really cute camping mugs. So they're like the metal camping mugs.
And you, if I'm not mistaken, your tent, you have a tent that's over you, and it actually says Mainstreet Greensburg, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah, okay. You can't miss us.
Yep. So these will be available. Just to wrap up, the event schedule activities are from 2 to 5. The parade is at 5:30. Lineup, you said, as early as 4:45.
Mm-hmm.
Tree lighting ceremony is at 6. And it shows here you must be in line for your character visits no later than 4:30.
Correct.
That way they can get everybody through before that 5 o'clock, before the parade and everything kind of kicks off.
Absolutely.
Well, we definitely appreciate you, Allie, and everything everyone does at Main Street. Like I said, a lot of things go unnoticed, I think, sometimes. But you guys are always out doing something to help the community. And I guess to wrap it up, we need to tell people to get down there this weekend and enjoy it. It's free. It's free to walk around.
Mm-hmm.
We hope you go in, you enjoy some food, you do some shopping. I know places like Deb Sellers is open. That's going to be, that's where my money goes. It shouldn't go, but it goes. Don't tell the dietitian I talked to yesterday morning in here. But yeah, just get down there, enjoy it. I promise you'll like it.
Yes, it's a wonderful time. Don't have that fear of missing out. Make sure you get down there and enjoy.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it. This has been Chris with WTRE.